Dear friends, welcome to Know Thyself YouTube channel. Good morning. Hope you're all staying safe and keeping well. I sincerely thank all of you who have subscribed to this channel and follow the channel. If you find the contents of the videos uploaded in this channel useful, please subscribe to this channel and click the notification or the bell icon so that you can be notified when a video is uploaded. Kindly share the videos with others or on the internet. In the last episode of Know Your Personality segment, we focused our attention on Type 6 personality of Enneagramic-Jesus, namely as a Loyalist Skeptic. Though Type 6 Enneagramic-Jesus was consistent in being responsible and loyal to people, to his mission, and to the accomplishment of the plan of his Heavenly Father, he, unlike a typical Enneagram Type 6 person, did not allow himself to fall into the trap of seeking ultimate security from the external observance of the law. For Jesus never was bound by the letter of the law, never acted out of human respect, and never acted due to fear or win others' favor. Despite his compulsion of conformity to authority and avoidance of deviance, Jesus always acted with inner freedom. Type 6 Enneagramic Jesus was not only a man of responsibility and devotedness, but also a man of inner freedom. In this episode, we will elaborate on what helped Jesus to bring a sense of balance between being a man of responsibility and a man of inner freedom. Firstly, Type 6 Enneagramic Jesus, unlike other Enneagram Type 6 persons, did not allow his compulsion of conformity to authority and his avoidance of deviance to fall into the trap of making the law absolute and seeking ultimate security in the external observance of the law. Instead, he always acted with inner freedom. His stress on inner freedom in following the demands of the law, while made him a responsible person who lived by the law, but not with a compulsion of being caught up with the law. This balanced perspective of Type 6 Enneagramic Jesus regarding law and living by the demands of the law made him to condemn the compulsive attitude of scribes and the Pharisees who were bound to and caught up with the law, which made them legalistic, self-righteous, and insecure to recognize their sinfulness. They believed that by compulsive fulfillment of the law, they can, as it were, buy their own salvation, as salvation is achieved by their own effort of fulfilling the demands of the law. Thus, the attitudes of legalism and self-righteousness made the scribes and the Pharisees to ignore their sinfulness and depend not even on God for their salvation, as they in their self-righteousness claimed that they become holy by fulfilling the law. They fulfilled the prescriptions of the law compulsively and without genuine inner freedom. As a result, their compulsive fulfillment of the law did neither bound them to relationship with God and neighbor, nor the spirit of genuine inner freedom to guide and direct their life. The consequences of lacking inner freedom while fulfilling the law are legalism, self-righteousness, and sustenance of insecurity experienced in life. Secondly, Type 6 Enneagramic Jesus, unlike other Enneagram Type 6 persons, did not allow his compulsion of conformity to authority and avoidance of deviance to fall into the trap of living by the letter of the law and to consider the law as an end in itself. According to Jesus, living by the letter of the law and considering the law as an end in itself lead to the error of considering God only as the lawgiver. Besides, it will also lead to the conclusion that all laws are of equal importance, as violation of any law would amount to an act of disobedience to God, the lawgiver. However, type 6 Enneagramic-Jesus neither presented God as only the lawgiver, nor did he consider all laws are of same value and importance. Jesus, while not denying God as the lawgiver, revealed God as primarily Abba, a loving father who cares for his children. Likewise, Jesus insisted on certain priorities regarding laws, with the love of God and love of neighbor always having the primary consideration. Thus, for Jesus, the foundation of every law is the commandment of love, Matthew 22:38 to 40. And moral living not based on the law of love would end up in legalism and self-righteousness. Jesus charged the Pharisees and the scribes for their lack of setting priorities and proper order in their observance of religious and moral laws. He condemned them vehemently and accused them of forgetting the weightiest matters of the law, such as justice, mercy, and faith, while observing minute details of the law, such as tithing on spices of their gardens. He did not say that they have to neglect any of the laws, but in observing laws, they must be sure to put in first place these more important obligations, such as love and mercy, Matthew 23:23 to 24. St. Paul beautifully expresses Jesus' insistence of primacy of love as follows. The whole law is summarized in a single command: love your neighbor as yourself, Galatians 5:14. Thirdly, type 6 Enneagramic-Jesus, unlike other Enneagram Type 6 persons, did not allow his compulsion of conformity to authority and avoidance of deviance to fall into the trap of visualizing religion and religious living in terms of observance of the law. Instead, type 6 Enneagramic-Jesus believed that religion is about salvation, which is not based on actions persons perform in carrying out their responsibilities, but it consists in being reborn as sons and daughters of God and building up right relationship with God, leading to union with God. The English term religion stems from the Latin verb religare, which also is the root for the English verb to rely. Thus, for Jesus, religion involves relying on God rather than clinging to mere observance of the law. That is, religious living calls for having right relationship with the Almighty based on confident dependence. Persons can have right relationship with God when they acknowledge their bond with God as Abba and respond with love and dedication befitting a filial relationship. Concretely, living out this filial relationship with God includes imitating God in one's attitude and behavior towards others by being compassionate, forgiving, just, and kind. Finally, type 6 Enneagramic-Jesus, unlike other type 6 persons, did not allow his compulsion of conformity to authority and avoidance of deviance to fall into the trap of slavish obedience to laws, but embraced life and lived it out of genuine inner freedom, which emerges from the spirit of love. Being obedient to laws and observing them still remain important. However, the best way all the commandments are lived out is the commandment of love of God and neighbor. Thus, the commandment of love of God and neighbor become the foundation of every other law. When every law is lived in the spirit of love, the very following of the law would amount to honoring God. And law would be seen as an expression of God's love for us. When we recognize that law is the expression of God's love for us and live the true intent and spirit of the law, it cannot be but the spirit of love. This is what Jesus attempted to do all through his life. He was loyal to the laws of the Old Testament. However, his loyalty was not one of slavish spirit, which consists in following the law because of insecurity, human respect, or winning favor. Instead, Jesus' loyalty to the law implied living out the spirit of love, which indeed is the true content of the old law. In this manner, in Type 6 Enneagramic-Jesus, we find a great sense of balance between loyalty and inner freedom. His sense of responsibility and loyalty never bound him to a system, a law, or a way of life in such a way that it stifled his inner freedom of action and choice. Thus, Type 6 Enneagramic-Jesus maintained a delicate balance between being a man of responsibility and a man of genuine inner freedom. In the next episode, we will talk about how Enneagram Type 6 persons can learn to deal with their compulsion and avoidance from Enneagramic-Jesus Type 6 personality, thereby live a compulsion and avoidance free life with themselves, others, and God. Thank you for watching this video. Stay blessed until we see you again with another video.